Hello all, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, we'll be learning about tuples. So this is one of the data types that we have in Python. It's not a data type in R, but there is also something called tuple in R, which we'll try to learn. That is also useful for some other purposes, but yes, we'll be learning that as well. So tuple is another data type in Python. We already have learned about list, dictionary, integers, strings. So why tuples? So how is tuple different from the other data types? Well, tuple is very similar to a list. So if you have a list of numbers, say list is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now if I print the list, and the type of L will be a list. Now to create a tuple, we have to use the brackets here. We will not be using a square brackets. The square brackets are used for list. In case of tuple, we'll be using this bracket here. And inside this, if we just pass the same numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now if we just print t, and at the same time, if we use a type of t, it will say it's a tuple. I have to print t here. Yeah, so type of t is a tuple. Tuple and list more or less seem to be the same. So what is the difference between the two? Well, the only difference or the minor differences that we see in both tuple and list is that in the case of list, you can make some changes. For example, let's say I want to change the second element to 20. And now if I print L, it will now change the second element 2 to 20. Let me try to do the same thing with a tuple. So for tuple, if I want to change the second element to 20, and now if I try to print, but before printing, let me just try to execute this particular line. Once I click on Shift plus Enter, it actually throws an error. So what it's saying is tuple object does not support item assignment. So you cannot edit any values in a tuple. So if you have these values, these are going to be as is. You cannot make those changes. So this is one of the differences between a tuple and a list. Whereas the other parts of the tuple, if I have to look at the length of L, which is a list, and if I do the same thing with a tuple, length of T, it works in identical fashion. Now, if I have to do an indexing, say if I want to do the indexing from the third element onwards, it would give me 3 and 4. Similarly, if I want to do indexing for the tuple from the third element onwards, it would give me the same numbers, except that the brackets would be different. Square bracket here and just a normal bracket here. Effectively, if you see, the list and tuple are more or less the same. But if you still want to make some changes in a tuple, best way is to convert a tuple to a list, make the changes, and then convert that list back to a tuple. What I'm trying to say here is, if you have this list here, if you have this tuple here, and you want to change this second element, so all that you need to do is convert the tuple to a list. So if I now just type t here, it's a list. Now if you want to make some changes, t of 2 is equal to say 400, and now if you print t, it is still a list. You can just convert it back to a tuple by this command, tuple, and then convert it back to t. Now if you just print t here, it would now be converted to a tuple and with the new values. But ideally, if you want to change numbers, then why would you even use a tuple? You can continue using the list itself. So list is used when you may have to make a few changes here and there. So if you're using a tuple, it's like you're sure that whatever values you have inside a tuple are going to be constant. So in this case, you cannot add a value, you cannot append. There is one more minor difference between a tuple and a list. So what we have already learned that tuple cannot be edited, list can be. You can make some changes in the list. The other difference is that in the case of a list, if you have a list of just one element, which is say 1, and if I just type of L2, it is still a list. But in the case of a tuple, if I just have one element here, and now if I type T2, it says it's an integer. So if you just have one element, you cannot just have it as is. You also have to end it with a comma here. And now if I execute the same cell, it would say it's a tuple. So that's just another difference between a tuple and a list. So if you just have one element, you have to always end it with a comma if you want to consider that as a tuple. There is another way of representing tuples. T3 equal to, you can just start off with a tuple command here. Tuple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now if you type of T3, it would be a tuple. And here, if you see, the tuple expected at most one argument got 5. So one thing that we have to take note of, if we are using this keyword tuple here to represent a tuple, we have to have another set of parentheses. So this set is now going to be represented as a tuple. Now if I execute this, it would now say that T3 is a tuple. Or in other words, if I just pass the same T, so instead of having all these values here, if I just pass T, or if I just pass L, anything can be converted. So even a list can be converted to a tuple. So if I just pass it as is, it would get converted to a tuple. So these are minor differences between how a tuple works and a list operates. Now let's try to understand how is a tuple used in R. Well, in the case of R, tuple is like a library. So if you have to use tuple, you have to call the library tuple. And in fact, let me not execute this line. If you want to use a particular library, there is another way of using that library. It is by just typing tuple, and there you are. You have these two colons. So once you select this, it will give you options of what you want to select here. So you have duplicate, match all, triplicate. So let's try to understand that. So since it's saying duplicate, let's first try to create a vector of numbers. And what better than random numbers? So that saves time, right? Let's say VEC is equal to, and how do we create random numbers in R? Using the sample function. I need numbers between 1 and 20 in this case, and I want, say, 20 of them. Let me just say I just want 15. 1 to 15, I need 20 of them. Now if I execute this, it will throw an error, because if I put a comma here, the replace parameter by default is false, which means since you just have 15 numbers, so you can only select 15 numbers out of it. But since I've put 20 here, I need to change this replace to false. And now if I execute this, I am sorry, I need to execute this as true because I need to replace it. By default, the replace is false, which means all the numbers will be unique. The moment I change it to true, now I have an option. So once I select one number, I'm putting that number back in that basket. I always have a possibility or probability of selecting that number all over again. So if I've selected 2 and throw it back in the basket, and now again if I try to randomly pick another number, I might select 2 once again. Now if I execute this, VEC gets executed. Now if I just print VEC here, so here if we see, there are a few numbers that are getting repeated. 5 is getting repeated, 14 is getting repeated. So let's try to understand which are the numbers that are getting repeated using this tuple library itself. I have all the functions that exist in this library tuple. So duplicate. Now if I select duplicate and now pass this vector inside VEC, and let me execute the line here, it says 8, 2, 5 and 3 are duplicate, which means 8 is getting duplicated, 2 is also getting repeated here more than once, and same is the case with 5 and 3. Okay, that was about duplicate. Let's try to see the other functions that we have in tuple. Tuple, and now after duplicate it's match all. But as far as match all is concerned, we also need a table. So we have not yet learned data frames. Maybe once we learn data frames, we can use these functions as well. Match all, match none. Okay, orphan. Oh, what all functions do we have here? Find values that occur exactly once in a vector. So if you want to see if there is any number that is unique, that is just displayed once, let's select orphan here and pass this vector VEC. Now if I execute this particular line, it says all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 numbers are unique. There are no duplicate values of these numbers. Fantastic. Now let's go back to tuple and Let me select this. Triplicate. So triplicate finds values that occur exactly 3 times in a vector. Now, if I select VEC again in this, click on the run button, there is no number in this list that is getting repeated 3 times. Well, let's try to change this just a bit. So I just have numbers from 1 to 10 and I'm going to select 20 of them with a replace equal to true. So there is a possibility that some numbers could get repeated more than twice. And once I execute VEC, so it looks like 4 is getting repeated 3 times. Now, fine. Let's try to execute this line now where I have put VEC as a parameter. So if you see here, 4, 7 and 1 are getting repeated 3 times. Okay, now once again, tuple, there is something called triplicated, which says finds values that are repeated at least 3 times in a vector. So if the repetition is more than 3 times, so even those can get displayed here. So if I select triplicated here and VEC, and if I click on the run button, so it displays it in this way, wherein whichever number is getting repeated 3 times or more, so that number is getting displayed here as true. So we can use these functions in tuple just to see if at all we are interested to find out which number is getting duplicated in a particular list or a particular column, duplicated or triplicated, or just getting repeated more than a certain number of times. We can use this particular library in R. And there is also one other function here, duplicated here. Find elements that are repeated at least n times in a vector. So if I use duplicated here, and now if I pass the vector, and I want to see the numbers that are repeated at least twice. Let me put 2 here. And if I click on the run button, so it would show true wherever that particular number is getting repeated more than twice. And similarly, if I put 3 here, it would actually display all those numbers which are getting repeated at least 3 times. So 3 times or more. So these are the functions that we can use in the library tuple in R. So that's how tuple in R is different from tuple in Python. In Python, tuple is like one of the data types, whereas in R, it's a library which can be used if at all we are interested in finding out if there is any specific element that is getting repeated certain number of times. So this is what I wanted to share with you in this particular tutorial on tuple. Hope you got to learn something new. If you have any doubts, questions, feedback, suggestions, please do post them in the comment section. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.